Welcome to MME Live early. I scheduled it for 9:30, but so much to do. I always schedule it and then I don't know how I'm on time for anything. Thank you guys for tuning in. I don't know. Position this camera better. I don't know what to do with the freaking camera. That's a little better, I guess. At least you could see me. Yeah.
Hey, Max, how are you guys? Guess what I got over here? Guess what I got right off camera? You like VHS tapes, right? You like VHS tapes, right? Remember what back in the day? Remember back in the day when you put in a VHS tape of Batman, and it would start off with Daffy Duck going, "Let's see if you're really ready to watch this movie." Popcorn, check. Soft drink, check. Warner Brothers ball cap? Aha! You can't watch a Warner Brothers movie without a Warner Brothers ball cap. Remember that? Remember?
Yes, 110%.
And they tell you need the Warner Brothers catalog, and they give you the number to call for the Warner Brothers catalog. Guess what's sitting right here? Bam!
Yeah, the Warner Brothers catalog.
Warner Brothers catalog from 1989 that you got when you called that number on the VHS tape.
I never knew that.
My mom would have killed me if I called that number as a kid. It killed me. And I was 6, so I wasn't trying that shit.
There's
not 1989.
Like there's Jonathan Winters posing with some Bugs Bunny stuff. Got all kinds of all the stuff. This is tangentially VHS related. See, look. You get the Lethal Weapon 2 sun shield for your car.
Yeah. That's cool. I didn't know this existed. I missed that completely part of geek culture. I wasn't going to wear my robe again, but it's getting kind of cold.
And then it was followed up by a Diet Coke commercial.
Anyone get cold?
No, I'm good. It's cold outside, but right now I'm good. Let's give it some time though.
Rest in peace, Richard Mall. There's Richard Mall with the bull puppet from Night Court. Yeah.
Oh, Night Court. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Just for the taste of
if you're just getting here, remember to thumbs up this video. Help us out here. I was exercising, trying to stay up. I'm trying to keep my energy up. There's some cool stuff to talk about. Purpose here.
John Stamos.
You can actually watch that old commercial.
Whoa, what did I walk into?
We're looking at John Stamos' butt.
I got John Stamos' butt in my face the minute I walk in.
The Warner Brothers catalog. It's the 1989 Warner Brothers catalog from the old VHS tapes.
Warner Brothers catalog? Don't forget your Warner Brothers ball cap.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in a multiverse because I've never heard any of this.
Oh, man. Hold on.
How do you all know about this?
There's Bob Saget. There's Bob Saget.
Catalog from the famous VHS.
Batman. Wow. Look, Bronson Pinchot. Look. Of course,
Crazy Batman
actually catalog commercial.
He actually ordered it. Wow.
Look, there's the Warner Brothers ball cap.
There's the Warner Brothers ball cap. You can't forget the Warner Brothers ball cap.
Mr. VHS, you never watched the tape? What the heck?
I wish my mom let me.
I never saw this before where you're talking about Warner Brothers ball cap and the Warner Brothers.
Yeah, let's see. It's only like a minute.
Okay. What? Watching what? Warner Brothers? We're not showing Warner Brothers. No.
You got in the Batman, the Batman alarm clock.
30 years old, dude.
No, you kidding me? Look. Warner Brothers has all their stuff cataloged. I'm not showing that. Look, Perp is the end of November.
No, I'm just saying.
And you're gonna
2 seconds.
No, pause it. You could do frame.
Pause it and just do frame by frame. Yeah, that's what I do. But then again, I got this.
Okay, I will.
Then again, I got this channel banned.
Go ahead and share.
All right, I'll bring it up.
I'm just gonna do the Warner Brothers ball cap part. That's it.
This thing is so radioactive. Look at how we're treating it. Bring it up. Hazmat suits on.
Copyright.
Check. Warner Brothers ball cap.
All right.
Aha! You can't watch a Warner Brothers movie without a Warner Brothers ball cap. Listen,
you're just asking Warner Brothers to strike down my channel.
Stop it. And that's the most Daffy Duck voice AI is trained on
never
seen
it.
Like, this is the second.
You've never seen this?
This is the second commercial. This is the second commercial too, because this one, if you listen, this is after Mel Blanc died. They went back and changed it, and you'll notice Bugs's voice changes because in the original he said, "Just order your Warner Brothers catalog." But then a year later, it was order your new Warner Brothers catalog, and his voice changes because it's the new voice actor dubbing over what Mel Blanc already had done.
Based.
I've never seen that in my life.
Wow. But, I used to only watch that, and I would stop the tape sometimes.
That was the Diet Coke commercial with Alfred.
I literally just liked the commercial. I was trying to sell the catalog, and I would turn it off as a kid.
A gentleman is on the way.
Children are stupid.
Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Hey, Ray's here.
Oh, wow. Okay. Hey, Ray, how's it going?
There we go.
Hi. I was just chatting it up with another friend, and I was like, "Hey, Max is on. Let me hop in and say hi."
Yeah, I first day I didn't take a nap. I went to take Kelly on a walk right after work. I got cleaned up, and I'm exhausted. It's not
you say you didn't take a nap, but that's not what Jacob says.
I was still late.
He said you were asleep. He said you were asleep.
I had today off for Veterans Day. And,
that's nice.
And yeah, I took it as an opportunity to get a head start on some errands outside the house. So yeah, it was an awesome day so far.
Oh, that's great. I have lots of errands to get ready for. What the hell?
By the way, the last time I wore this T-shirt, I was actually hanging out with two of the people on this panel. So there you go.
Oh, for the Flash.
Yeah, this was the shirt I wore when we were hanging out and saw the Flash. I haven't worn it since. So there you go.
You guys convinced me to go see that movie in the theater.
Did you see the Marvels? Joe, did you see the Marvels yet?
Yeah.
All right, DL wants to do a spoiler stream Sunday night. If anyone's available, just give a heads up. I'm trying to find...
he hit me up for it, so I'm going to do my best to show up and talk some Marvels with y'all.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. I really enjoyed it. Not to give any spoilers or anything, but I liked it a lot.
You gave it an 8. That's awesome.
Yeah, I liked your out of the theater impressions that you shared. It was like a minute long.
Yeah.
What'd you give Mission Impossible? The last one?
I think I gave that a 7.
Oh, wow.
I'm trying to find the article.
Mission Impossible. Read the news.
By the way, I'm giving away 5 copies of Mission Impossible on Blu-ray. I haven't figured out how I'm giving them away yet.
Wow.
Oh God, how do I get my hands on that? I haven't seen it.
I'm trying to. I had an article on my downstairs computer, and I can't find it on Joe Blow now. And it's about VHS being actually released again, like officially.
I have a more important topic.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
What's more important than VHS? How dare you?
What did you get at Trader Joe's last night?
Oh, my wife got some stuff like butter chicken, some naan bread.
Stop it, making me hungry. Chinese or Indian.
I don't know, some other, not too much. That was her first. She was. I wasn't a good husband. That's my first time I've taken her to Trader Joe's.
Making me hungry.
I'm jonesing for the Joe.
I could go get some butter chicken and some naan, dude. Oh man.
Oh yeah, I go to Trader Joe's at least like 2 times a week.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
You'll have to recommend some good items there because she liked it. She's like, I want to come back. I'm like, all right.
I like their cheeses, man. Ooh, they got some good cheese.
I don't go there often either. Oh wow.
Damn.
Braided mozzarella, Jack.
That reminds me of God. I know y'all know what I'm going to talk about. There's this like store that has all Jerry Maguire VHSs.
Yes.
Oh, really?
The Jerry Maguire video store in California. Yeah.
And now Joe's gonna have a Mission Impossible 5 Blu-ray store.
The official.
I've only got 5 of them. I got 5 of them to give away here. Paramount sent them to me and said give them away, so I'm giving them away. But
can I rent one?
Gotta figure out how. Got to figure out how we're gonna do this. Like, do I do a contest? I don't know.
Trivia. How about an Evil Dead trivia? That's cool.
Evil Dead trivia for should it be Mission Impossible trivia for Mission Impossible?
I know. I'm kidding. I'm trying to win one, dude.
Oh man, I need this article because it has Evil Dead 2 VHS that they're actually releasing again. Perp.
Yeah, I'm getting it.
You know what it is?
Yeah, the Evil Dead 2 one. Yeah, I have an Evil Dead VHS. I need an Evil Dead 2.
Are they signed by Sam and Bruce personally?
I think it's like custom art.
Oh, I found it. All right, here we go. And I need to get ad block up on this upstairs. This computer. I like sites to get their ads, but it's ridiculous, especially Joe Blow. I can't even read anything.
There's some like boutique VHS like online stores that they make beautiful art. Like I saw a Tenet one that I was like, oh man.
But I need to find more info on this. I'm like, is this like official? Like it's gonna be on the tape, and this is like actually being produced now, or
I don't know. I saw one with the art, or at least I guess maybe it wasn't the art.
Is it returning to VHS in the UK?
Bro, VHS is coming back, Max. I'm telling you, it's coming back.
Well, cassettes are already back,
and MME is in the forefront.
Yeah. On November 16th, they'll be launching a new line called Vice Press Home Video.
All right.
Which they'll be using to give classic films revival VHS releases in the UK. The first movie to get the VHS treatment from Vice Press Home Video is 1987 Sam Raimi classic Evil Dead 2.
Oh, that's a lot hilarious.
What?
Sell VCRs. We should start selling VCRs.
We're actually losing viewers.
MME VCRs.
That's what Vice is doing now?
It's not that Vice. What Vice are you thinking of?
It's the same Vice, isn't it?
I don't know. This site had like special posters from artists. I don't know. Like, are you thinking of like the Vice that's in the political talk?
Yeah.
Is that what you're thinking of, Brian? Yes. Okay. I don't think it's the same Vice. Okay.
Well, I know that they like had to like they're having to like change their business.
Oh, there it is. So. Look at that thing.
Ooh,
that's beautiful.
Oh,
yeah. But I have to find out more info on this.
I want it.
But that's going to be like, that's like UK? What do they call it? PAL format or something?
I don't know.
I'll order it anyway. I don't care.
No, I can play PAL.
That could be my PAL.
VCR. But I don't know if it is PAL. There's so many questions I have about this release, and there's not much info on it.
That's because you're a pal to everybody.
And then look at this one. Herp.
Wow.
Sexy.
I'm going to get them both.
Bloods.
How much are they? Did they give a price?
I don't know.
I hope it's like $20, please.
It's not going to be like $20. Not with that. Maybe this one, maybe like 30. Is it actually on the? Is this just
the film will be on there? I assume. Yeah.
I mean,
this is like an official release. At least that's how it was pitched in Twitter. But it is Twitter.
Oh, you looked it up on Twitter?
Well, I saw a headline. I was browsing through. I was like, cool. I liked it.
Well, let me read the press release, and then we'll move on to other stuff. But I am like transfixed with this. I have to find out more. The thing is, though, it might be cheaper to track down the original VHS than some of these collector's editions. Though.
I'm gonna get a Barbie
and
VHS.
Then, well,
they could if they really
wanted it all
to, up. If they really wanted to turn this microcosm of VHS collectors into like pay pigs, they could like do what Limited Run has done, where they reproduce N64 cartridges, but they're non-playable. They look like, like translucent collectible editions of the games, but you can't use them.
That's what
they're literally going to do this, Max. That's what I was getting at.
No, I know. That's what I'm like. Please don't trick me. I don't want that, and I wouldn't. I know exactly what you're talking about. No, I want actual playable VHS, and it would be great if like one of those companies like Analog that does like the FGPA console remakes does a VHS or a Walkman, like because there's actually companies making Walkmans again, but they're not very good. It's better to find a used older one. But yeah, that's where if the revival gets us to that point where they're making new VCRs and new cassette players that are actually good quality, oh my goodness. But I have a fear. Like, yes, Rhea, looking at this article, I'm like, is this what this is? And there's nothing in the press release that like gives you a hint. Is this just a shell with a cool cosmetic cover? Like, if that's just a blood splattered VHS, but it doesn't play Evil Dead 2, what are you gonna say, Perp? Is that gonna be a letdown?
Yeah, that's gonna be a letdown. But then I have people like you. Don't you have a way to transfer Blu-ray to VHS? I come to you. That's why I come to you, Max.
Hey, Max, I'll do you one better. They're gonna have a digital code inside the VHS case.
Oh my
God. Yes, you know they will.
And,
no.
Oh man.
Where'd he go? Where'd Max go?
I'm like, Max
Digital
just
code.
spontaneously combusted.
No.
Max, I got your next hobby for you. You ready?
I've been spending too much on this one. What?
You need to start buying VHS tapes that, like, at thrift stores, flea markets, whatever. You got to start buying VHS tapes that were blank tapes that people taped on themselves.
Yeah,
so you can
that's
find
already a
weird
thing.
commercials and things.
There's some of those that sell on eBay for a good, like a higher price than actual official release.
You're gonna get someone's no.
You think?
No, that wouldn't end up at Goodwill. No.
Some homemade adult footage.
Maybe.
Hey, that happened. That happened to my friend when he bought his house. He bought a house and it was like for sale by owner.
On a snuff film.
No, he was doing it was a for sale by owner, so he was dealing directly with the previous owners of the house, like not a realtor. And he like dealt with them all through the sale process. And then the day they took over the house, he went in the basement and found a box of Polaroids from the 70s of that couple having a swingers party. And they were like, and he's like, oh my God, these are the people I bought the house from.
It was like Eyes Wide Shut.
That's pretty intense. Yeah, that would be weird especially if you met them. Yeah,
it's the.
All right, so let's figure this out. You help me figure this out. If this is just a trick, a collaboration between Vice, not that Vice, Brian, Press, Matt Ferguson, and James Henshaw, along with regular Vice Press collaborator and artist Flory. Vice Press Home Video launched their first release, Evil Dead 2. Produced and sold under license in the UK from Studio Canal. Now that makes me think,
it's a video.
It might be legit Studio Canal, right?
Yeah.
Oh, can you give me a small history lesson on who that is?
Studio Canal. They do a lot of
aren't they like a distribution? Films. They're a distribution company.
A lot of physical movie releases. Studio Canal.
They wouldn't be going to Studio Canal for just like a cover art.
Yeah. That's what I would think. Right. Available in 2 editions, the collector's edition in a clear clamshell with double-sided cover, featuring art by Matt Ferguson and Flory on the other side, and James Buscema on the reverse. The collector's edition also comes with a set of 6 postcards featuring Evil Dead 2 movie posters, including Ferg X Flory and James Buscema's release for Vice Press, presented in collector's edition sleeve. The blood splatter variant comes in a cardboard slip case featuring art by Matt Ferguson Flory with screen printed blood splatter black VHS tape. Packaging and label design on both editions. Okay, we get it. Is this real? Can you stick it in a VCR? I mean, why wouldn't they put that in the press release? If they didn't put it in the press release, that makes me think that you can't.
They're distracting you with all the the added limited edition stuff.
Does this play, Vice? Does it play in your VCR? That's what we want to know.
Maybe they don't even have the information. They're like skirting around.
No, they know it. They know.
That looks like a cassette tape.
No, because this is like the first announcement. Maybe more info's coming later.
This would be big deal if it's an actual playable VCR. It says professional on the tape.
I mean, I'll have to move tape in there, right?
I'll have to. But enhanced. that could be cosmetic too. Who knows?
Yeah, that's true.
Or maybe they just tracked down an Evil Dead VHS tape and modified it. That wouldn't be no. It says 15 on there. They're rating it.
Widescreen presentation. See, there are signs that I'm like, there must be content on that film, home video, and widescreen, you would think that that is alluding to something you can watch, right?
Yeah, but that could be part of the sell. They're trying to sell the cover to look like a real VHS.
I'm just saying that
like that's part of the gimmick as well. Is like, oh,
that's a picture of a tape.
Like
there's a picture.
That could be the
picture
thing
of the tape.
I just have so many questions.
Yes, I need to contact Vice. I'm going to contact them on Twitter. I don't have Twitter on this computer yet. So what do you think, Joe? Do you think it's legit? Do you think it's a newly produced VHS of Evil Dead 2? Or do you think it's cosmetic art?
No, it's got to be an actual tape. The question is it is it something that's going to play in US players or only the UK?
Oh, yeah, because the different video format.
Yeah. By the way, Matt Ferguson's a heck of an artist. I love this Guardians of the Galaxy poster that he did several years ago.
Oh, that's really cool. That looks like Star Wars.
Yeah, that's. I love that. But anyway, obviously it's a takeoff on Star Wars, but I've always loved that. That's Matt Ferguson too. So
and then what's the if it's so expensive too? Like you think this is going to be like limited run range, Rhea? Costs 30, 35, 40. You know how they release some Switch games like that area?
Yeah, I would imagine this being in the $40 range because a lot of the freebies that you get with it are just, printed, like I don't think that it's all profit basically because it's like if we scroll down to read exactly what was included, what was it, like limited edition posters and cards, like that's I wouldn't imagine that being too much to
this place. Is nice. I'm very excited if they actually produce if it's real movie on there. But my other thing is though, with cassette tapes, like music cassette tapes, where that's been revitalized, there's actually new bands releasing cassettes at reasonable costs. Like there's the Barbie movie is on a pink cassette tape right now. You could buy it brand new. Taylor Swift. I actually just ordered, and I never was really a huge Metallica fan, but Brian knows. I even got the new Metallica album coming to me from Amazon for $15. And then the great thing if you get it, if they have it on Amazon, is you get the digital like MP3s free. So that's really cool. So that's what I would like to see for VHS, not just collector editions that are more expensive than the going to find it in the wild, because you could go find Evil Dead for $15. Evil Dead 2. The original VHS.
Yeah, so. It would be cool if physical tape, you can actually put it in your VCR and watch it, and then it comes with a little digital code like that you can watch on your computer or your any device. So like I would love for that.
That would be a great combo pack. Yeah. All right. Well, that's all my thought. Where's Joe going? He's sliding off.
Going over here.
Okay. I thought you'd be more excited by this perp.
What do you mean? I am excited.
Okay. He's getting his own copy. What
are you really going to get one? Are you really going to
Yes, I'm going to get 2 copies. Yeah, I'm going to get both editions. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I have the first Evil Dead in VHS. I never got the second one.
It's the 16th. Hopefully it doesn't sell out. I don't know.
I'm going to order it, yeah.
I'm just a little confused why.
Oh, yeah. Sell out.
What was that?
I was singing. Record company's gonna give me lots of money and everything's gonna be all right.
Okay, I'm confused.
Cool.
You don't love the song "Sell Out"? Come on, man, it's a great song.
I don't know that song.
Yeah, Max, get it together.
You don't know "Sell Out" by Real Big Fish? Come on, it was a huge hit in 1996.
I had $1 million.
Joe was
Sell
a very
out
big
with me.
ska.
Oh yeah, sell out.
You said you like ska. You said you like ska and that kind of music, right, Joe?
Yeah.
He likes the skank.
It'll be so bad.
All right, if I find
the ska dance called, it's called skanking, right?
I feel if I find Real Big Fish on the wild on tape hunting episode, I will get it. Okay. All right, so let's move on to something exciting, because we can only. I love VHS, but I understand the audience can only stay interested in that for so many minutes.
Friendly reminder to like the stream and subscribe if you haven't already.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. Darn it, man! There's so many ads. All right, let's talk about
something up for you as we speak, Max. I'm packaging something up for you.
Oh wow!
Something for you is going in this envelope.
Good for you.
Oh, thank you, Christian Bale. Good for you.
All right, so the Marvel's box office, not looking great. Unfortunately, I think it's a really good movie. I think it's a lot of fun.
I think it's going to have legs. I think it's going to have legs. Yeah, it's a much better movie than Mission Impossible.
No, I do think it's better
better than John Wick 4.
Better than John Wick 4, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'd agree with that too.
I mean, because I like John Wick a lot, but if you have better movies before it, this was, I think this advanced her character. I give Brie Larson a lot of respect. She took the criticism like a champ. She did her own YouTube channel. She got really, I'm not trying to comment on her physicality much, but she got really physically fit for this movie. And you could tell she looks, not that she was unheroic in the first one or not capable of the action, but she really, you could tell she got a little bit ripped, you know? I think it did better for her character, showed more emotion, more range in this one.
And was she more ripped than Natalie Portman in Thor: Love and Thunder, would you say?
I think so, yeah.
I'll tell you, I really like
her getting in shape for Marvels 2 got me to go out and exercise myself today. I walked the dog. So there you go.
I'll tell you, I did not love the movie. I enjoyed it. It's definitely fun, but I like the original Captain Marvel a lot better. I think the original had problems.
I think it was a tighter movie, the first one, but seeing them work as a team was also really, it was great. They had one of the best. Some of the half the humor didn't work for me, but the actual like fighting and taking on the villain was some of the best choreography team-wise I've seen in a superhero movie. Like they worked really extremely well together.
I think all the humor worked beautifully. I think that's the best part of the movie. I think it's the strength of the movie. But I don't love it. But here's the thing. I walked out thinking this is an impossible movie to hate. Like if you hate this movie, you hate Joy. Because it's just so fun. Like, I mean, it's just so fun and so the best word to describe it is likable. It's a likable movie. And a lot of that's the chemistry of the cast, the way they bounce off each other. It's just likable. It's not great, but it's likable. You know, it's a solid effort. But it's not great.
No, I'm not, Cal. Most of us like it.
Yeah,
even Joe liked it too. He just liked the first one better. We don't want to get too much spoilers, but I think everyone knows about the singing scene. I think mostly succeeded. It's kind of odd in a few places, but I think Grace's review, she said, well, everyone was okay with James Gunn and some of the weird stuff he does. And I think it's kind of similar. Not exactly. I think James Gunn does that kind of humor better, honestly, but it still mostly worked for me. It was kind of intriguing. It feels like a planet that the Guardians would visit or something too, you know?
I was just about to say that as well. That was the vibe I got watching it, is that, damn, like Gunn just has his imprint on Marvel just seared onto a lot of these, you know, movies even after he's departed the studio. And I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. I do think it's I don't want to spoil the movie too much, but there's a scene with kittens that just, you know, had big James Gunn energy about it. And
oh yeah, my wife loved that scene.
Yeah, I did too.
Awesome. That scene's awesome.
Do you think something carried over? Because remember, James Gunn was rumored to be the one to take over for Kevin Feige, or I even heard another rumor he was going to be in charge of the space part of Marvel.
Yeah, it's possible that James Gunn could have worked with this a little bit before he left, because this movie's been
literally
developed for a while.
Yeah. You know, spoiler free. I'm not gonna give any spoilers here, but you know what my favorite scene is? the montage. The montage scene. I loved the montage involving a jump rope and
oh yeah. Okay.
I love that scene. That scene great.
You know what? To make it I was thinking a nice cliche moment of like the montage would be they need to play Jackson 5 ABC. Like in that like it's just so like, you know, used in these montage scenes where like friendships are developing and camaraderie and stuff. I don't know. And then everyone's progressing in their skill set and yeah, I don't know. For some reason that song always comes up when those moments happen in movies.
Yeah. I enjoyed all that as well. Let me see. Getting back to the box office though, are you surprised?
I mean, a lot of people were kind of doom and gloom about the box office, but for me, I felt that the metrics of success for this movie don't necessarily change course for what we'll see in the future anyway. But I personally felt like, okay, I can see this movie making 2x back. So maybe like their production budget and marketing, if I had to give like an estimate of what we usually think that movie budgets and overall investment are. And yeah, like if they make back 400 or if they make 400, 500, I would consider that a success. Yeah, breaking even or even just like getting like breaking into like the marginal profit area, at least you know it's not a bust. So that's my take.
Okay. This movie has a double whammy going against it in terms of the box office. One of them is something I've been talking about for about a year now, and that's the Disney Plus curse. By putting these movies on Disney Plus, by that 45-day window they tried out, they took away the sense of urgency. Now they're backing off on that. The 45-day window is done. They're giving them extended windows, but I don't think the full audience has caught on to that yet. There still is a perception amongst the audience that this is going to be on Disney Plus in like a month. And until that perception is gone, people are going to wait these things out. So they got that. Plus, they have the lack of promotion from the stars due to the strike. And I got to give it to Disney, man. Disney was great. Strike ended a couple days ago. They booked Brie Larson on The Tonight Show tonight. She's on The Tonight Show tonight, Friday night, promoting that movie. So good on Disney for getting that done.
Hopefully that'll help.
Man, that's awesome of Brie too to do that. So last minute, she got like, was she waiting like by the door? Like,
well, they knew
that call. Then she's like, "All right, I'm in the airport. Let's go."
They know they know if it's gonna happen or not ahead of time. Like they know if we're probably gonna go with this deal.
Yeah, she must have been on the phone for like days or something. I don't know.
This movie made me really change course in my original sort of ambivalence about Brie Larson as an actress. I did feel like, Max, to your point, that she became more approachable, more what is the word? I was able to empathize for her a little bit more.
Oh, yes, with her story too. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess like what I tend to comment on like comic book movies is like, you know, the humanity of the characters and how I'm able to relate to them or find something to ground them as not necessarily just, you know, superhumans or godlike figures. And I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, like especially when it comes to like story development, but yeah, as long as, you know, there are characters that I can connect to, then I don't necessarily have to have like a completely like cemented, like all questions answered story arc or plot. I can more or less just, you know, take the pieces that are given to me and just, you know, accept the movie as what it is. And yeah, I was happy with the final version that we got. I'm assuming it's the final version.
Yeah. I do also hope that we get a third one. Like I know they're saying I like what was started here. I like their little smaller group of superheroes, the Marvels, and I would like to see where it goes. At least that we could hopefully see them back for Secret Wars or next Avengers movie.
I think we'll definitely get a third one. I don't think there's any question.
I don't know.
Do you think it's going to jump right into
dollars? First
one
made
$1
$1 billion.
Go ahead, Ray. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just going to ask, do you think they're going to jump right into Thunderbolts and then maybe Marvel's 3?
They just delayed the Thunderbolts. I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. I don't think they're gonna, unless there is a surprise. I don't think they'll make a Marvel's 3. I think they could either do like a Monica Rambeau series or Miss Marvel 2 and have her cameo and then be in the Avengers together.
I'll tell you,
I don't necessarily think they'll do a third one.
I think they will do a third one, but I'm hoping they do Captain Marvel 3 and not the Marvels, because I think one of the problems is this movie was a little too crowded. Like I think Miss Marvel's delightful, but give her own movie. Like it was almost like too many characters.
I actually completely disagree. I really like Captain Marvel, but I think it really helped having her work off other characters. I think that you got to see more of her because of her interaction with Miss Marvel and Monica. I actually would prefer. But that's a good question for Rhea, since you've seen it, and then Perp. Would you prefer, if they do make a third one, that they hey Brian, Brian must have got a little tired and head out. See you next time, Brian. But would you prefer that they stay as a team if they make another movie or another project, or would you like to just see a solo, her solo story be more developed on her own? I would prefer the Marvels continue instead of Captain Marvel. No offense, Joe, but I like the little team that they have got going, and I like them working off each other. And I think another project, the humor will be even better, and the action will be even better.
I think. Oh, go ahead, Joe.
Well, no. I said what I already said my piece.
Oh, okay.
I prefer Captain Marvel 3. That's just me.
I mean, I wouldn't be upset if they do that either, but I that's what I prefer, though. Yeah.
I did like. Gosh, I don't want to get into spoilers too much, but I think there is an attempt to kind of revamp the perception that a lot of people have of Captain Marvel and Brie Larson's depiction of that character over the last few years. They're trying to soften it a little bit, and I can appreciate that. And I think that was aided by having characters around her to kind of play off of and show that she's growing as a in her ability to empathize with other characters, as well as apologize and accept fault sincerely. That's what I love about this movie, is that there's a lot of emotional labor happening, and I don't know if this is the right place to talk about that being the best aspect of the movie, but for me, I love that I just love that there was a lot of hugging. There was a lot of moments where everyone was just there for each other and supporting them, or is supporting one another, and it kind of cemented the chemistry of all three of those characters working together. So I guess that for me supersedes just seeing Captain Marvel as a standalone character, because I feel like in order to build more of a connection with her as a character, she needs those other characters to play off of in order for us to see that she's on this character arc that is ongoing throughout multiple films. It's not just she's a completely better person in a final form from the Marvels. We continue to see her grow by playing off of additional characters and building connections with them more. So that's what I would like to see.
All right, cool.
Okay. So I'm actually a big fan of the character of Captain Marvel. I thought it was a standard origin film, but I really like Brie Larson. I think there's a little bit more there's something deep going on there that I think she was trying to do, of this idea of this human that thought she was an alien and discovering she's actually human. I think that's very interesting. I think there's a journey there to be had with that. And I think from what I'm hearing, because I haven't seen the Marvels yet, it seems like she's found comfort with these other women, is like, we could have this journey together. But I'm kind of with Joe. It's like, if she feels safe, if she finds these other women with these other powers and almost uses them as a safety net, I feel the third one, that safety net should be taken away. And she has she has to be on her own to find her identity, to be Captain Marvel, you know? So it could go either way, but I think there is something there that I really liked about her character specifically in the first movie. It's just the movie around her wasn't as strong as other movies, that I wish was explored. And I think, I think there's something interesting there.
Okay.
Also, I think part of the problem is Miss Marvel. She's part of the problem and part of the what works. And what I mean by that is she's a very likable character with a big personality. She has a very big personality, and she kind of takes over the movie, which isn't a bad thing if she's the lead character. But when she's part of an ensemble, I don't feel that Captain Marvel or Monica Rambeau really get a chance to shine, because they feel muted next to next to Miss Marvel, because Miss Marvel is so big of a personality. I'd rather Miss Marvel have her own movie, and I'll go see that movie because I like the character and I like the actress and I think she's great. But I feel like she took away from the other characters because they almost couldn't compete with her.
Oh, I totally see what you're saying, Joe, and yeah, I'm not gonna argue against having a standalone Miss Marvel movie, but I think to your point about Kamala just sort of outshining all the other characters because she's such a large personality and has a large presence in the film, I think it's kind of like when you give the comic relief a spinoff, and it's kind of it doesn't have that same magic. Like, that character is more annoying, I guess, because they don't have those other characters to play off of. Not to say that Kamala was annoying in her own TV show, but she had other characters around her that were kind of grounding her in her regular teenage life, and she didn't overstay her welcome, in my opinion. She had her family, she had her friends, and she had antagonists that were creating real threats around her. So I think for me, and then every episode was just released one after another. So I guess, like, in that format, I didn't feel like I was just overwhelmed by her being like this energetic, like, oh wow, I have powers, like Captain Marvel, blah blah blah. I feel like now that she is a little bit more confident and knowledgeable about the gravity of being this superhuman, or being a mutant, I guess, now, that she is going to continue to grow as a more confident presence in this universe, and rise up to being a leader. And so innately, like, I feel like because she's becoming a more confident leader, she will need to have like those supplement characters who, like, whether or not she outshines them or not with her personality, like, we haven't seen that yet. But yeah, like, I do feel like, in order for us to see her as a competent leader, she's going to have those other characters that have equal presence or footing to, her ability to lead, as much as like they are to support her. Sorry, I just rambled on and on, but I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to do this because I'm actually enjoying this discussion, but I gotta get going, guys.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Perk.
Later, guys.
Did you get to see it yet? Did you get?
No, I have not. I'm excited to see it. Yes, I'm hyped because the stuff you said about the action, and you said the effects were a lot better than you thought they were going to be.
Oh yeah, for the most part, and I'm not doing spoiler, but the not to say what it is, but the end credit scene, the special effects I did not like.
Oh, okay.
This mid credit scene.
That don't count. The movie's over by then.
Rhea knows what I'm talking about.
All right.
I gave
All right, later,
it,
guys.
Hey, Perp, before you go, want to get your opinion.
Yeah, what's up? Yeah.
What do you think of this? You a fan of the Psycho movies?
I've only seen the first and the second one. I've never seen the third. I heard the fourth is pretty good.
Fourth one's great. Yeah, no, I just got the 4K box set from the UK.
That's amazing.
So,
wow,
beautiful.
That's cool. I've never seen the other.
You sign up for that? So how do you get all that stuff? Like you sign up and
well, I ordered it from Amazon
first.
Yeah. Oh, Amazon UK. I pay for 90% of my stuff. The only things I don't pay for
okay.
90%.
Tiny fraction. They sent me.
You're getting 5 Mission Impossibles over there.
I pay for 90% of my VHS.
They're not for me. They're not for me. They're for my viewers, man. They're not
the other
for
10% comes from Joe. My other 10% of my tapes.
All right, later, guys. Have fun. I'll watch on replay.
All right, thanks, Bert. All right, so Marvel's not doing great at the box office money-wise, but a lot of people were happy. The Rotten Tomatoes is good. Hopefully, people will eventually see it. Maybe it'll just keep chugging along. I do disagree with you one part there, Joe. I don't know if the day and date Disney Plus is a factor here. Like, I don't think they've announced when it's going to come to Disney Plus. I don't think people think it's going to come up anytime soon.
I definitely think they do. I think that the public perception is these movies come right to streaming now. And I think Disney, when Iger came back, that was a Chapek thing. I think when Iger came back, you saw with Indiana Jones still isn't on Disney Plus. That movie opened in June. So they are extending these windows. So it's not like an immediate thing like it was. But I think it's going to take a while before the public perception is that there's going to be a wait.
Okay.
Because I think I see it when I go on Facebook. If you ever go on Facebook and you see the ads, like, I don't know if you get the ads, because the ads are obviously tailored to the person. So it depends what you're looking at online. That's how they tailor their ads to you. But I get a lot of movie ads from like AMC theaters or Regal theaters or Atom tickets. And they'll be like, buy your tickets. Such and such just opened. If you read the comments, I swear every time you see, well, I don't need to see this. It's just going to be streaming in a month. I see that all the time. I see it all the time.
All right. Well, I might see it again. I liked it, so I might even go see. I'm debating on whether, but I should take this weekend to get stuff done around the house and outside. But I was thinking about sneaking out Sunday to see it at the IMAX, to see it again. I saw it in 3D. Yeah, I saw it. Well, my A-list, it doesn't matter. I could go anytime.
You're going to see it. You're going to see it at the UMAX.
The IMAX, not
the UMAX. No, not IMAX. UMAX.
Okay. Yes.
I
joke. Be good. The 3D was pretty decent. The 3D was pretty decent. I wouldn't say go out of your way to see it in 3D, but it was pretty cool I was surprised by the special effects. They were mostly very well done.
You know what? The landscapes were so beautiful. Like when they were like approaching the planets, like the musical planet and everything, when they're coming down, every planet looked picturesque. I'm like, oh my God, this looks gorgeous. Like I'm like the coming down and landing on these planets. Like I was blown away by the landscapes.
Any non-spoiler thoughts on the villain? Or I guess antagonist?
That was one of my major concerns going in. She was okay. I don't think she was I mean, they backed not to get the spoilers, they backed up her quest with or whatever she was trying to do with some story points for sure. I think there was a reason that she didn't that she wasn't a fan of Captain Marvel. So
I liked her. I got a kick out of I don't remember what they called it now, like I'm forgetting, but when they said what the name of her weapon was, her hammer, they're like, oh yeah, that's her weapon, and they gave it the most ridiculous name. I just started cracking up in the theater. Do you remember what the name of the weapon was? I can't remember now.
That's the same one that the guy had from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Was it?
I think that she inherited the hammer from him. What was his name?
Ronan the Accuser.
Ronan the Accuser. So she got his hammer. Oh, Anthony says, I also hate how they totally ignore things set up in the first movie, but that's an MCU problem in general. I'm not sure what if you could get anything without spoiling any, Anthony, what you mean by what they ignored from the first one. I can't really remember anything they ignored.
I'm wondering if they did it to make the movie more accessible for folks who felt pressured to watch all this other content before they jump into this movie.
Yeah, that's.
I need to send a message to the guy who was filling in on the John Campea show this past week. He had a guy named Sean who was like sitting in for he didn't have Chris or Rob, and this guy Sean was on. And Sean, whoever he was, said, "Oh, I saw the Marvels. I kind of liked it. It's all right. But there's one part that I thought was really, really cringy. And you'll know it when you see it." And I watched the whole movie, and I don't know what he was. I'd love to message him and be like, "What was the part, man? Like, what was the part that you called really cringy?" Because I have no idea what you were talking about.
I don't know. Maybe they're talking about like the singing, like everyone was really concerned with the the planet where they're singing. Yeah, don't worry about it, Jacob. We took care of it. Jeffrey Miller, $1.99 super sticker. Really appreciate that, Jeffrey Miller. And again, with another super sticker. Appreciate you supporting the channel. Appreciate it. There's some other news that came out here. Let me see. Oh, I want to bring up Deadpool 3. I didn't know about. Oh, go ahead.
Friendly reminder to like the stream and subscribe if you haven't yet.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate it. And our good pal Bruce is getting pretty close to a certain number, so go check out Kingdom of Nerds as well. I don't think he might be busy this weekend, but still check out his channel. I think he might be away for a weekend. Okay, so I don't know what this is about. I heard about Dogpool. Do you know about Dogpool, Joe?
I don't know, but it's the cutest damn dog. Look at that dog. I just want to give that dog snuggles.
So what did they say? They announced Dogpool, and then they said in Deadpool 3 is still on track. Is that what's going on here? I missed it.
As far as I know, is it supposed to come out in July? I think.
I'm very happy that they're keeping the date. That's one of my most anticipated of 2024. I can't think of anything I want to see more.
Look at that damn dog, man. He's so cute. Look at that tongue hanging out.
It is from the comics. Yeah.
That is a great dog right there.
I'm really looking forward to see how they interact with this dog in the movie. Ryan Reynolds shares. Oh, good.
Do you know what sucks about Deadpool? Just for a second, Deadpool 1 and 2 had T.J. Miller in them. And guy gets himself canceled, and they say, oh, he won't be in Deadpool 3 because, he's been canceled for reasons. And then Once Upon a Deadpool came out and Fred Savage was in it. And I actually tweeted at Ryan Reynolds and said, hey, man, I know you have to get rid of TJ Miller. You should replace him with Fred Savage because Fred Savage was so great in Once Upon a Deadpool. Just put Fred Savage in there as Fred Savage, call him Fred Savage, but put him in the TJ Miller place. And then it was a brilliant idea. Let me pat myself on the back. That was a genius idea on my part. Then Fred Savage goes and gets himself canceled.
Oh, he is?
So
I didn't know he was.
There you go.
I can't keep track, honestly. I didn't know them. Oh, boy. Well.
Yeah. So.
I rewatched Deadpool 2. Did you like it, Joe? You like the Deadpool movies?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Did you see Once Upon a Deadpool?
No, I didn't see that one. No.
Once Upon a Deadpool is rated PG-13, and it's more wrong than the R-rated cut.
Oh, really? That's the one that they re-edited the PG-13 and made it PG-13?
Yeah, but it's more wrong in the PG-13 than it is in the R-rated cut, because every time they use an F word, and I'm not talking about the F word, I'm saying like every F word, Deadpool will censor the word. So it sounds like they're saying things worse than they're actually saying. Like there's this whole montage where like Fred Savage is saying he wants to fight Wolverine, but every time he says fight, they'll beep him. So like the movies, it's actually more foul with the PG-13. It's amazing.
I've never seen that version. Ray, do you like Deadpool movies?
I've only seen the first one.
The first one. I highly recommend the second one. People say it's not. Look, even figure drawing. I actually like the second one more than the first one now. Zazie Beetz as Domino in there was one of my favorites. I like. Yeah, see, everyone's saying that.
Zazie Beetz is just like, she's just likable. She's one of those. You have to like Zazie Beetz.
Yeah. Even
if you
her
don't like her,
awesome.
man. There's something wrong with you if you don't like her. That's all there is to it.
I would highly recommend it if you get a chance, Rhea. No pressure, but Deadpool 2 is really good. Well, you probably will see it before this one, right?
I will do my best to whenever this movie comes out.
Yeah. Well, I might have to do a watch party before it comes out. Okay, so yes, this is from the comics, and let me see what he's saying. Shares first look at Dogpool, plus new release dates for Deadpool 3, Captain America 4, Thunderbolts, and Blade. Deadpool 3 was in the midst of production with the SAG-AFTRA strike forced filming to come to a halt. But now a deal has been reached. The Merc with the Mouth will soon be getting back to work. Now that Ryan Reynolds is able to promote Deadpool 3, he took to X to drop a look at Dogpool with his very own Deadpool costume. Did Dogpool save the day? Not a chance in Gremlin Hell, but he is currently causing the Disney plushie merch department nightmares. Coming with the movie summer 2024. So it's still going to come out next year. That's great. At least as of now. I don't know if I'd want to. I don't know if I'd want a plushie of this dog though.
Oh my god! I definitely would. Look at that dog. He's so cute. He's got that little tuft of hair. He's got the tongue.
The tongue is the thing that bothers me.
I'm a dog.
I like dogs too. The tongue out the side.
I can see it being a Marvel Campus Park exclusive.
Oh, really?
Okay. Yeah, something like that. You kind of have, like, I can just imagine that just existing there.
I didn't even know that this, like, I like Deadpool, but I'm not like a huge fan, so I don't even know about all these characters. And the comics, well, see, for example, there's like all, about like Batmite and stuff. I didn't know about that a few years ago until we were doing movie talk. And I'm like, that Batmite doesn't interest me, I'm sorry to say. But this is kind of interesting.
I love Batmite.
Really? You like Batmite?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Batmite's a classic, man.
Boo, Deadpool. Bruce. Wow.
That's interesting. That because Bruce is a big comic head, and then William is also obviously a big comic head, and both of them do not like Deadpool.
Oh, really? I didn't know William didn't either. I was very disappointed that Bruce didn't like Deadpool or Daredevil. I was really upset by Daredevil. And then he said Beastie Boys. He doesn't like the Beastie Boys. I'm like, no, Bruce.
They're all right.
Well, I don't think you have to love them, but he like actively dislikes the Beastie Boys. They're okay. Oh, okay.
Max, were you going to talk about this Coyote versus Acme story? Was that on your agenda for tonight?
We could bring it up. I'll click on it after. Sure. Yeah, actually, yes. I would rather have Dogpool than Crypto. Absolutely, Bruce. Thank you for making that comparison. I'm not a huge fan of Crypto. But this is like this type of project is more humorous than Superman, so I think it fits better. Mr. Pitalik.
Crypto, man.
I don't like Mr. Pitalik either.
You don't like Mrs. Pitalik? I love Mrs. Pitalik. Especially on the animated series when Gilbert was the voice.
I don't hate them. I just don't really like the characters. I don't know that much about them. Maybe if I knew more, maybe it'll grow on me. People can hate the.
I hated Mixius Pitalik on Smallville when they tried to turn him into a Russian exchange student. I'm like, that's bullshit.
I didn't see that.
They called him Mikhail Mixius Pitalik.
In the comics, Dogpool became a member of the Deadpool Corps after being experimented on by the Mascara X project, which left him with the ability to heal himself. It's not clear if Dogpool will be some sort of variant in Deadpool 3 or simply Wade Wilson's pet. Okay, so what did you want me to bring up this?
Yeah, I'm incredibly furious about this. Like I am like livid pissed about this.
When is Hot Takes coming back with the we need to hear more Hot Takes.
This movie was complete. Not like Batgirl, where Batgirl was like 90% complete, but there was still some effects work. This was complete. Everything was done. Animation was done, the musical score. It was a locked movie. And he canceled it. Had bids from other streamers like Prime and were like, no, we'll buy it from you. Nope.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Yeah.
I didn't know that
Prime
part.
actively was trying. If you read this article, Prime was actively trying to buy it. Zaslav wouldn't sell it. And now today, this came out yesterday, and I was furious about this. Now today it comes out that Warner Brothers is looking to buy Paramount. And I'm like, oh my God, David Zaslav is going to be in charge of Star Trek, my beloved Star Trek, in the hands of that monster. I pray to God that does not go through. I do not want that son of a bitch getting his hands on Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, is there something up with the Paramount license ownership?
Well, Paramount is, they've been having some financial struggles, and the rumor today is that Warner Brothers is looking to buy them.
Oh, really?
That's really weird. Because aren't they trying to like stop hemorrhaging money by selling off the stuff they do own?
Yeah. That wouldn't be good for you, Star Trek, Joe.
No, it'd be terrible.
You wouldn't want Zaslav anywhere near Star Trek.
I don't want Zaslav anywhere near I don't want Zaslav anywhere near Hollywood. Get him out of there. Get him as far away from Hollywood as possible. This guy is a cancer on the industry.
I didn't hear that.
They did a whole story. They did a whole story on it on the Campia show today. It was a whole segment on the Campia show.
Oh, the Campia, John Campia. Okay.
I guess like my hot take on this, since we brought it up earlier, I feel like these tax write-offs are probably more than what they would get if they were to license it to another streaming platform. I'm just guessing. And I understand that it doesn't bode well with fans of these IPs. And the fact that we know that it's happening is also sort of like adding fuel to the fire of resentment that we have towards the studio. But I guess my point is that the money that they either save or, can recoup from those write-offs, I'm hoping that they invest it in creating higher tier content that we would expect from their studios because of the legacy that they have in releasing quality content in the past. So I guess my point is that the $80-90 million write-off for Batgirl plus however much they get written off for the Coyote movie and the other animated projects that we know about as well, like right around when Batgirl was reportedly written off. I'm hoping that whatever amount of money that is goes into projects like the Batman, for example, or any other future DCU content that comes out from James Gunn. I'm just hoping that amount of money goes to improve the quality that we'll get from those products or like those projects.
Here's the kicker. This Coyote versus Acme movie cost $70 million to make. The tax write-off is going to be for $30 million. So they're already going to take a loss on it. And they have people willing to buy it, but they're going to take a $30 million tax cut on a $70 million movie. The movie stars John Cena. So it's literally starring like one of the most popular personalities on the planet. And guess who the producer and co-writer of the movie is? James Gunn.
James Gunn.
James Gunn wrote and produced this movie. And still, the man who's running DC for them, they're going to trash his movie. There's a part of me that hopes behind the scenes, because James Gunn hasn't come out and said a word about this yet. I hope behind the scenes James Gunn is trying to talk Zaslav out of this, and we get word in a day
I think that would be a bad look. I would think that honestly, now that it's being in the trades that it is James Gunn worked on this, that if he suddenly went behind and says Zaslav, we need to save this, that would look really bad for him, especially with him saving all his characters.
How would that look bad? That would look great.
Because he didn't save anything else. He didn't save Batgirl or the Scooby-Doo movie, but he went go save his own project. And that's going to give people it's bad optics, I think.
I think that would be great optics. I think that would make him look great. I think he'd look like a hero in Hollywood. They'd be like, "Hey, look, he saved this movie."
You don't see how that could look a little bit bad because
I don't think that would look bad at all. I think he'd look like a hero.
Okay. I mean, I would like this. I wasn't like really looking forward to this. I'm sad that it's not coming out. Unfortunately, in this day and age, the majority of projects released are losing money. There's very few that are making money. So more than likely this, unfortunately, it hurts to say, if you're thinking about just the money aspect and nothing else, this probably was the right choice. It's hard to say that. If you're thinking about just the money.
Yeah, just the money. This movie stands to be a huge hit. I mean, its animation's big. But we look at how big like the Minions and the what do you call it? Puss in Boots animation's big. You got a movie that would be big with the kids. John Cena is big. The wrestling fans love him. So you've got big names attached. You've got a completed movie at a time when there is going to be a gap in content to put out because you're just getting off a writer's strike and an actor's strike when no projects were being shot. So you're going to get to a dead period where you literally have no product, but you have a completed movie that you're going to trash. None of it makes sense.
I respect the legacy of these characters, and I would have loved to see the film. But I think to Max's point, there is going to be a gap in content, but because of the amount of money invested in this project already, in the previous regime, I would imagine that in order to, again, focusing money on new, slated content, but also recouping costs, and also the case examples I'm going to cite, like, the Tom and Jerry project, as well as the Space Jam sequel. Those didn't really fare well, with fans, and they kind of, came and went. So maybe those are case studies that they're, looking towards where, like, we released this content, didn't really, resonate with our subscribers, let alone, folks who are these characters being recognizable. So maybe, this isn't, the right time to take that risk to release the film and forego the opportunity to just, recoup as much money as we can back from the write-off.
Good point. I think the Tom and Jerry project, Space Jam, and then there was another one that was released. They all underperformed.
Yeah, I don't think they count, though. I don't think they count.
I could think that could influence their decision on this one. I do.
I think that the cost of the film too. I believe that the cost of this movie being a lot higher than what we would probably see with, a mix of live action and animation, and maybe I'm just assuming that animation is lower cost to produce because we get a lot more of it in excess released, as opposed to live action content of a similar cost, like the 70 million or 70 to 80 million dollar range that this movie probably cost to produce. So yeah, that would probably be my perception of the situation because of the amount of money they front it compared to other animated content that has come out. Yeah, like I think if it had only cost maybe like 5 million to 10 million, for example, they might have been more willing to release it on the platform. But maybe because it was such a higher cost project that it's they probably see the opportunity for the write-off being a little bit more feasible for them to be able to recoup costs, as opposed to just releasing it after spending the lower budget and not getting anything back potentially. So I'm saying that the potential lost revenue compared to releasing it versus the write-off is probably what drove that decision as well.
Jacob, that is not true. Jacob says the younger generation do not know these characters. That is not true at all. I have an 8-year-old who lives in this house, and she was almost in tears yesterday when I told her this movie was canceled. She is a fanatic of Wile E. Coyote.
I think these people still know it. I think they still know they are, Joe. But if you think about this nostalgic stuff like the 90s, that's what. I mean, the Looney Tunes were popular at different times, but really the 90s, like with Taz and stuff, people were all wearing all these Taz t-shirts, and Space Jam, the original Space Jam came out, and it was really popular then. It was made way more popular then than it is now, even though I don't think they're forgotten.
Yeah, like to your point too, is those shorts and were on heavy rotation on cable. Like I don't necessarily know how popular they are on streaming platforms because it's content to flesh out the library, as opposed to a series of all the shorts being played on syndication with ad breaks and during various time slots that may or may not be, let's say, like late at night or on Boomerang. I think what made those syndicated shorts profitable all these years is because the platform they were on, or like the channels where they were on, whatever time frame that they were playing, it's little to no cost because those are already bought and paid for or owned by either like Turner, I guess, or I don't know if that company would be owned up, like the owner, and then licensing it out to WB. I don't know the history there. I'm just saying that yeah, it's a complete product that has existed for decades. And however it was presented on cable at the time, it was little to no risk. So and it was accessible up until maybe like the 2010s or so, and then Boomerang started to cycle in more modern cartoons, and now like it's folks who, if you know these characters, so you'll seek out the content maybe to go watch it like on a streaming platform. But I don't think these characters are as accessible, in my opinion, unless you're in a household that is educating or giving access and knowledge to younger generations on who these characters are. That's just my opinion.
Okay.
Well, the other thing is this movie. The other thing is it was testing in the high 90s. They were saying that the tests were through the roof. Audiences were loving it, and one person who saw it said it was. This was on Twitter the other day. Someone saw it, said it was the best movie of its kind since Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I don't know. This is. I was upset about the Batgirl movie. I was absolutely pissed.
That's the one that hurts me more than this. But I'm sad that anyone doesn't. Yeah.
But here's the thing: I was pissed about the Batgirl movie, but the Batgirl movie at least makes more sense than this one because the Batgirl movie was not complete. The Batgirl movie had Michael Keaton in it at a time after they decided to change lanes, so his presence wouldn't have made a lot of sense. Don't get me wrong; I still want to see the movie, and I wish they hadn't done that. But at least I could sort of understand where they were coming from with the Batgirl movie because of the change in direction and Michael Keaton not coming back and the fact that they were going to have to pay more. This was 100% complete. And you have other streaming services like Prime that actively want it and are willing to put the money in to get it. And he's going, no.
I understand that. That's really what's hurting fans more is that people that wanted to see this know that another streamer was going to actively buy it and they still said no. I think that's what really hurts. So that's very sad.
I don't know how much longer you want to like talk about this topic, but yeah, to the point that other folks have brought up about the relevance of these characters. I am not going to assume the age of your audience, Max, but I do feel like there is probably a larger growing demographic of let's say younger generation parents, maybe like Gen Y. I'm getting up there in age where I have friends and colleagues that I've gone on to marry and have children, and I am not 100% sure like if they're going out of their way to show that their kids animated shorts from the the first half of the century of the past century. And that's not me talking down about those shorts. I also think there's maybe some aspect of the nature of maybe like the perception of violence in those shorts as well. That could potentially, sort of like come off as like, do I really want to see these characters getting blown up by bombs and, crushed by large, boulders and like things like that? Like, not to say that that's everyone's, sentiment and necessarily what every parent does. That is a newer generation and how they feel about showing content to their children. But I can see that being an argument.
Okay. Yeah. I could see how some of the stuff that the Looney Tunes were kind of edgy, Joe, back in the day. I mean, I think they're kid friendly for sure. I love the Looney Tunes, but what do you think, Joe? There's some stuff that happened in it.
Well, and that's another thing too. The number one way you keep things relevant is by reinventing them for the new generation. So to any kids out there who don't know who Wile E. Coyote is, they would have known from this movie. Like, this would have been an introduction to those characters. This would have been some kid's first introduction to Wile E. Coyote. We saw it in 2008 with the Chipmunks movie, Alvin and the Chipmunks. With that was very successful. That movie was huge, and the Chipmunks hadn't been on the air in like 20 years at that point. But that movie became an introduction. So periodically, these things do have to come out to kind of keep these IPs in the public conscious. And I think Space Jam 2 would have been one of those projects if it hadn't gotten relegated to streaming only due to the pandemic. I mean, that was set to be one of Warner Brothers' major tentpole movies that year, and then it ended up going direct to TV because of the pandemic. So it was a garbage movie too.
We had a lot of a few more stories, and then I have the mailbag. Iron Claw. I don't. Yeah, Ray's like, what is that? It's about I appreciate wrestling from afar. I watched a little bit, but it's a famous wrestling family. Don't give spoilers to Ray. I don't know if she'd want to see it anyway, but they're getting really good.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yes. I actually do want to watch this movie.
Yes. Yeah. I'm very interested. Do you know about this, Joe? I wish Brian was still here because he knows about this wrestling.
You said family. Is that the movie that had The Rock in it, where like it was the family became wrestlers or something, and The Rock was in the movie as The Rock?
Fighting with My Family. No.
Yeah, I think that's it. I saw those trailers, but I never saw the movie.
Okay. The Iron Claw reaction go to the mats for Sean Kirkin's wrestling drama starring Jeremy Allen White, Harris Dickinson, and Zac Efron. The Iron Claw made its debut last night at the Texas Theater in Dallas. The Von Erichs family. It's a family of wrestlers, and I don't want to get into too. I don't know. Even going through the reaction might will spoil it. Well, I guess people know that they did not have. It's very tragic family story of wrestling. So let me get to this reaction, I guess. Joe Blow's own Travis Hobson was in attendance and expressed his extremely positive reaction, stating, #The Iron Claw is tremendous, heartbreaking, and will have you in tears at the unbelievable tragedy that tore this great wrestling family apart. This is Sean Durkin's best film yet as he continues to explore isolated families torn apart by outside pressure, including faith and need for success. Well, this is going to be a big film for wrestling fans. You definitely won't need to be one to feel what it has to say. Great physically and emotionally demanding performances by Efron, White, and the whole cast. I'm also very excited to see that Jeremy Allen White, who's been in The Bear, and I think he was in Shameless. I think he's going to be a bigger star too. Zac Efron, he's been around for a while in a lot of movies, but I'm excited to see him challenge himself as well. He really got pumped for this movie. Like he looks almost unrecognizable and that's the type of stuff I like in wrestling, the supplemental stuff, the stories about the people, because I respect it a lot, even though I'm not I don't watch wrestling and I don't get involved with all the storylines. I respect the art of what they do and the physicality and how much and I like some wrestlers that turn to actors too. I like the video games, but this one really intrigues me. This is an entry point for me that I could, just like the Young Rock was more like a sitcom for wrestling fan, or to get into the story of wrestling. This is it looks like a very intense drama, and I can't wait to see this. This is one of the ones I really want to see this year. I'm definitely going to see it as soon as it comes to my theater.
I guess for me, I tend to like these history inspired movies that have this sort of intention of removing the veneer of the glitz and glamour of being a public figure and diving into the inner turmoil that exists within those figures, or trying to map it out for the sake of the story, but also referencing true events. So yeah, that's something that's really compelling as far as what I saw in the trailer, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Joe, do you think you would see this with your A-list, or if you still have it, or are you interested in this at all?
I might. I've never heard of it until tonight. I haven't seen any trailers or anything, but
yeah, the trailer looks pretty good. I watched the trailer a couple weeks ago. Here's another reaction. The Iron Claw is incredible. I honestly cannot even believe how good this movie is. I actually think this may be, based on just what I see from the trailer, I'm like, this potentially even could get awards consideration next go around. We'll see. Such a tragic story, and it evolves around a sport that feels far more entertainment based than it feels like actual competition. But this film was made in such a beautiful way with absolutely brilliant acting performances. I didn't really know what to expect with this movie, but I was absolutely blown away. I think it's really, really good. So great reactions. The Iron Claw is incredible. Phenomenal. The Von Erich story is heavy, emotional, and tragic. And Sean Durkin did a great job of telling their story. Zac Efron gives the best performance of his career. And Jeremy Allen White continues to be a household name. Best Picture nom. See, they're saying Best Picture nom. I really like that guy, that actor. I think he's going to be a bigger star too. I think this might be the one, depending on how big his role is in the movie, that might push him. Thank you, Zine. It was just a shirt. You just saw my shoulders. I left it in the thumbnail because I knew I'd get comments. Yes. No problem. But yeah, this is real. I'm really looking forward to this. Any other movies that you think you're looking forward to the end of this year or beginning of next? I think I have one other article. Oh yeah, Rebel Moon. Yes, I am looking forward to that. I got to make my custom Rebel Moon VHS. That's what I wanted to work on. I got a laminator. I have to get a new printer so I could. I actually want to put it on VHS tape and keep it. I'm going to make my own Rebel Moon VHS. The last one, and I did not watch the trailer yet. I'm probably going to do a trailer reaction tomorrow. Is Avatar: The Last Airbender? Did anyone see it? The trailer?
Yeah. Everyone that has shared it, at least on my feed, has been super jazzed on it.
Okay. I don't want to watch it until I do a reaction because I love this series. I think it's this generation's, the younger generation's Star Wars. I think the story is that good. I think this could be really something. I want to kind of ignore the noise. The creators left. It must be horrible. Yes, that doesn't sound great to me, but there's just so much talent to be. See, that's where I get upset is like when something like that happens, there's still all this talent that's invested a lot of work and effort into these projects. So I'm sure they're still going to try to do everything they can to make it a good project, even if the creative differences and the original creators left again. So I'm really, this is also on my most anticipated next year. Let me see.
Joe, a shadowy figure has entered.
Oh yes.
or the stream.
It's my shoulder angel.
Is that Sylvie?
Yeah.
Hi, Sylvie. I miss you.
Sylvie, you're showing the stream your butt. Why don't you turn around and show your face?
Demonetized.
She's like, "Hi, America. Here's my ass."
All right. Well, so the main things you've seen on the feed have been mostly positive, Rhea?
Yeah, but it's been folks like myself and Max. I'm not sure if you grew up with this series, but yeah, it was part of those formative years where it was also around that time where anime was becoming more accessible on cable too. And I understand Avatar is not a traditional anime; it's anime inspired. But yeah, it just was part of that wave of accessibility to these Eastern sort of character themes and stories. And yeah, it was just kind of a capsule of its time. So I'm hoping that I'm able to sort of remove the rose-colored lenses from my eyes and just be able to see it as a standalone project. But yeah, I haven't watched the series in years and years. I think it first came out in maybe 2006 or so.
Mm-hmm.
So there's almost 20 years where I hadn't really connected with that series as much as I did when I was a kid. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm pretty optimistic.
Joe, did you get a chance to see this series?
I did. I saw the trailer.
It? No,
looks fine.
The original series, the animated.
Oh no, I wouldn't watch the original. It looked too anime. I don't like anime. I'll check out the live action version though.
Okay.
I'll check out the live action version. I have no problem watching live action adaptations of anime. I just won't watch anime because I don't like the look of it. I mean, I really, really, really liked the live action Cowboy Bebop. And I'll check this out. I didn't see the other one. I didn't see the Shyamalan one. I heard it wasn't very good. But yeah, I'll check this out.
Yu Yu Hakusho, they also put that trailer out. Is it? I missed a lot of these. I'm gonna have to start doing trailer reactions. So it's not that far off, and it's great to see. I was a little concerned that the project might fall through also, because the 2 years ago, DiMartino wrote in a blog post, "I can finally tell you I'm no longer involved with the project." I remember I was crushed. I was like, "No, not again, not again." And then, a long time and some positive stuff started coming out, some positive screenshots and some videos of the stunt performers showing that what they're doing and concept action for the different bending abilities. So it was all looking great. So I'm glad that we're getting to a point where it's actually going to be released, because who knows, it could have just fallen through with the creators leaving, but it still looks pretty good. February's not that far off. Yeah.
I wonder if they completely left all of the content as far as like overseeing it or being consulted on it, like the animated stuff. I'm really eager to see that. It might even compel me to rewatch the original series to kind of catch up with those characters and be acclimated to see them in older, versions of themselves. But as far as like them leaving this particular project, yeah, we don't know the specific details on what was discussed and things like that. But yeah, I'll still watch it, and yeah, like I am hoping that even though at the time the original creators like made this comment, maybe once the final version comes out, we'll able to hear good things as far as like like wishing all the best for what's to come. I don't know. I would imagine there's gonna be some sort of send off in a positive light. But this comment that they made when they originally left the project, I think that was like still fresh, and I'm hoping that when they see the final product, that they're willing to give it its flowers to an extent, if it is good.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get it February. What else is coming out? I still didn't even see the Echo trailer.
Me neither.
Perp kept saying, "Oh, the Echo trailer looks great. The Echo trailer." I'm gonna give that a shot now that I've seen Marvel. Is Loki done this week?
Yeah, Loki's done.
I didn't finish it yet.
I mean, no spoilers, but I did not care for season 2.
Okay.
I thought it was incredibly boring this year.
To be fair, I really liked Loki season 1, but I'm just watching because I want to support the whole franchise. But I'm not like really feeling season 2 either. I don't hate it or anything. It's just okay to me.
Loki season 2 is up there with Secret Invasion and Moon Knight is like those are my 3 least favorite Disney Plus Marvel shows.
Well, but I sat through all of them. See, Cal says too, Echo looks tight. People keep saying that. I got to see the trailer. I just saw like scenes from it with Kingpin. Okay, so we only have one mailbag question. Oh no, where's the Grossi saying failbag? What is your favorite Christmas movie? Die Hard? No, I like Die Hard.
I don't even have to think about that one. That's so easy for me.
What?
Gremlins. Gremlins.
Absolutely. Oh, Gremlins. Okay.
I watch Gremlins every Christmas Eve without fail.
Yeah. I also like Elf. I'm trying to think of some other.
Santa Claus the movie. Sorry.
Oh, like with Tim Allen?
No, the one with
that's the Santa Claus. Okay.
Yeah, no, the one with Dudley Moore. Dudley Moore and the Big Lebowski is Santa Claus. I love that movie.
I think my favorite Christmas movie is Bad Santa. I could watch that. I could watch that any day of the week.
Oh, really?
It on. Yeah.
Okay. I haven't seen it in a while. I saw it like once. I didn't see the sequel. I don't know if the sequel's in.
It's okay. Yeah.
Okay. I actually like the Tim Allen Santa Claus movies too. I like that. At least the first one was pretty good.
The TV show's been really good. I haven't watched the season premiere dropped, but I haven't seen. But last year, it's a really good show.
187. Yeah, I don't think you've been here a while. 187. It's me. Yes. Thank you, Anthony, for being our only person in the mailbag today. Unless there's something else that we missed, we could start to wrap up here. Voltaire pops in. Santa
Batman
with
Returns
muscles.
is...
Oh, Batman Returns, yeah. That's kind of a Christmas movie. Yes. Only recently, 187. Only recently. Should I kept it on? You could be honest with me.
I was in your first maskless video. It was the the Flash review. Ray, you were there too. We were there. We were there for the unmasking.
Yes.
No, it was awesome. Yeah, we took a selfie. Yeah, we all, took photos with Max. It was great.
Yeah. Oh, those are good.
Technically, the Flash review wasn't the first one you shot without the mask, but it was the first one you uploaded without the mask. Because you had been shooting the con all day without the mask, but you uploaded them after the Flash review. So,
okay,
there you go.
Good times, good times. I don't think I would go to a con again with my mask on. It's just too much. I give great respect to cosplayer. I can't do it, at least not yet. Maybe if I get really in shape, and maybe I'll feel more comfortable in cosplay. I don't know. Love the Batman curtains.
Jingle
Iron Man 3, a Christmas movie? I guess so, George. We miss you too, George. Hope that go check out George. He's reviewing like crazy. Violent Night.
You know what's a great Christmas movie? If you didn't see it, it's only a year old. Came out last year, and it made my top 10 list of the best films of 2022. It was one of my top 10 best films of the year. If you haven't seen Spirited on Apple TV Plus with Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell, it's a Christmas movie that came out last year, direct to streaming.
Was it a musical?
It's a musical, kind of a takeoff on Scrooge, but with a lot of twists, and it is spectacularly good. I watched it 3 times last year. I saw a theatrical screening, watched it twice on Apple Plus. It was one of my 10 best films of the year. And it's still up there on Apple TV Plus streaming. You want a great Christmas movie? You can do no better than Spirited. That is so good.
Okay, check it out. Yeah, Anthony's also saying Christmas movie for Iron Man 3. And we'll end with this. Isaac, the biggest movie fan. My favorites are Christmas Vacation, Home Alone 1 and 2, Jingle All the Way, Elf, and Santa Claus. Oh, really? Your mind's blown. I haven't seen Home Alone in the longest time.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in a long time. Oh, be nice, Cal. we care about Joe's picks. We care. All right, so that's where we'll end it. Thank you. Have a great weekend, everyone. We'll be back. I'll be back soon. And
like and subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe and go see the Marvels.
Yeah.
Help the Marvels out.